Adam Swanson from Zucca is back again this week, and we usually do a pasta dish in the sauce, but this is a little bit different. What are we making today?
So we're going to do a little bit of a Greek dish. So obviously, Spy, we do this at the restaurant, Yemista.
Yemista?
So I mean stuffed tomatoes. So what we're going to do is normally it's filled with rice.
Yep.
We're going to use the San Remo Risoni.
Great.
In the same principal way as using rice. So what we're going to do first and foremost, get the pasta cooking because we're going to cook it really al dente. All right, I've got to get into the tomatoes.
Okay.
So beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes, still with a nice truss piece on top. Just take the base off. Just so what it does, it helps when they're in the oven and obviously presentation later on, they sit nice and flat.
Yep.
So take the lid off as well, leaving a bit of a lid there.
Yep.
Like so.
Yep.
Then what I want you to do is just scoop out the flesh.
Okay,
So
I'll get onto this straight away.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to dice up my onion and garlic.
Your restaurant, Zucca, is a Greek restaurant, isn't it?
It is Greek,
Your Italian heritage, a Greek restaurant.
This is always
which is, no, everyone probably always asks
No,
that.
look, I'm lucky enough to have the best of both worlds, you know. Mum being Italian, wife being Greek. My background in cooking's always been a passion for both nationalities. So, yeah, I'm lucky. So, good amount of olive oil into the pan. Get that in there. Just going to quickly dice up my garlic and get that sweating off with my onions. So let's get that garlic into there. Fry that off. Try not to colour it too much. We'll get our mince into there. So we just want to break down the mince in the onion and the garlic. I'll just lean across here. I'm going to grab some salt. Look, we're also using in this stuffing some Greek cheese called kefla graviera. So it's made from the sheep's milk. It's quite salty and nice and bitey. So we're going to watch the amount of salt I'm actually putting into this stuffing from the start. Because of that fact, we're adding that to it later. Now, excuse me again, some pepper. What I will do, I'm going to pinch some of this flesh here. Just roughly chop it up. It's going to cook out again. In it goes. A little bit of a process, you know, a couple steps this dish, but it's so worth it. I like using the actual stalks of the dill, you know, all the way down to the end.
Full of flavour.
Yeah, and it's a nice crunch, you know what I mean?
And there's a lot of dill in Greek cooking, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. A lot of dill, mint.
Mint and oregano.
And oregano, of course. All right, Justine, so at this point, we'll check our risoni. And look, like I said, we're going under al dente, so it's still...
I'll get a strainer for you.
Yeah, we'll strain off. Still part undercooked there. So we'll strain that.
It's got to cook again, so you've got to make sure you don't ever cook it.
You don't want to in this scenario. You want to leave it just a little bit under. Onto the tray like so. A little bit of olive oil as well.
That's just to make sure it doesn't stick.
Stops it from sticking, obviously, when it's cooling down. We'll just run the spoon through. All right,
I'll put that in the fridge.
Done.
So wait for that to cool.
Cool down a little bit, and then we'll finish off our stuffing.
OK, so it's nicely chilled now.
Beautiful. So we've left the mince all in the pan, keep all the flavours in there. What we're going to do is zest just one lemon into there as well.
Do that.
You get that in there. And just mix all that through. We're also going to add the kefla graviera at this point as well, so everything's nice and cold. Oh, look at that. Look at the risoni. It just looks so good. All right. At this point, we're going to stuff our tomatoes. So if you grab a baking tray, all we're going to do is add a little bit of olive oil onto the base of the baking tray. Just stops the tomatoes from burning and sticking, obviously.
Just a touch?
Just a touch. You know what? And I forgot too, we've got to add our pine nuts into there. I like adding it last, so keep nice and crunchy. Beautiful. Good cup worth.
That is going to give it that nice crunch.
Yeah, and some breadcrumbs. Just some fresh breadcrumbs, just to bulk it up. Nice and fresh ones. Yeah, good handful. Put a little bit more. Done.
OK.
So, tomato, a little bit of salt on the inside. Just like that little bit of salt, help flavour it and break down the inside casing of the actual tomato.
And salt and tomatoes, best friends. They need each other, don't they?
So look, just a couple spoonfuls. Be a little bit delicate at this point, Justine. Just you know, so you're not breaking the base of the tomato. But don't be scared also just to fill them up. Okay.
You always do a little bit more, don't you?
Yeah, and then just into the tray like so. All right, so we stuffed them perfectly. Look at that. Very nice. So now just a little drizzle over the top, just a little bit more. And then we're going to bang it into a moderate oven, about 180 degrees. For about, we're going to watch about 40 minutes, but about halfway through, we're going to have a look and see where the tomatoes are. They're nicely collapsing. Add our lids and then finish them off.
All right, into the oven.
Way to go.
they look fantastic. And you're right about putting the lids on just halfway through because they would all shrivel up and get all wrinkly instead of staying nice and plump like that.
Look at that.
They look like little soldiers all lined up with little hats on, I think.
Imagine a dinner party, bringing them out. Everybody would just love them.
Really great idea. Well, can we try one? I want to see how great they look inside. So.
Take the little lid off. Look at that risoni. Look, still moist.
Yeah, nice and moist. Gonna try this. This one is now my favourite.